What's up, magical people? Welcome back to your most magical life. I'm Mia Magic. Today we're talking about something that most people are going to be a little confused by, but I'm super excited because I have been doing some research on the significance of 666. We have a 666 coming up, June 6th, 2022, 222 equals 6. So this is a 666 day. It's 2 days before my birthday. I'm very excited. And so I really wanted to understand, why is this number associated with witches in probably a good way, but also why did it become so evil and so unlucky, like so many things that the church has changed the meaning of, including black cats and the word witch and all of the things. Like, let's not get her too carried away today. You know what I'm saying? We've got a purpose here. I have always known that this number wasn't actually like what everyone was telling me that it was, but I didn't quite know really how significant it is and how much hidden meaning there is in it. There's a lot of other little witchy things that I'm going to tell you, but the first thing that I think is so important is that it's related to Gematria, which is an ancient occult numerology system, practice, study, lineage. I'm going to share about 666 in two different ways in this video. So one is going to be my perspective and what I understand about numerology, and the other is going to be a much more esoteric and sort of deeper dive into the ancient history of witchcraft and ceremonial magic and our human history, really the history of religion. I do know a lot about these particular subjects, of course, but I didn't know about this specific aspect of it. So I'm going to share with you my perspective first, and then some really cool, crazy shit that I learned. So thank you guys so much for being here, and I hope you enjoy. So 666, from my perspective, 6 is the number of that sixth sense, right? We have our four chakras. We have our 7 chakras, but we have our 4 elements that are the building blocks of our physical reality in our body, right? So our root chakra is the earth, then our sacral chakra is the water, our solar plexus chakra is the fire, and our heart chakra is the air or the breath. Then the 5th chakra is the vibration, the sound, the ether, right? Like, it's the way we communicate, the fact that I can speak and this is just air coming out of my body, and then that I make sounds that you guys understand, hopefully, that's pretty magical in and of itself. And so the 6th is that 6th sense. It's not only our visionary capacity to, of course, like use all those different elements that make up our eyeballs and our brains and receive light and create imagery and awareness and information based on it, but it's also the visionary quality that we have in our imagination. It's our psychic gifts and abilities. It's all about being able to transcend from that physical reality, utilize the energy of vibration, right? That's how we express ourselves. It's how we communicate, but it's also how we literally vibrate in the universe, and transcend from the physical body into the way that we vibrate, and understand that that's then how we create, right? So it's how we see, but then it's about like, how are we seeing and envisioning and imagining what we want to create in our lives and in the world, and then utilizing that down, right? And the 7th is our connection to God, of course, our connection to the divine, and utilizing that to then inform how your physical reality expresses itself or shows up, right? Expression. So that's been my understanding of 6. I actually never learned that from anyone. That's just like how I receive it and how it makes sense to me. And I think that so much of numerology is about just knowing what feels true to you, and that's just what feels true to me. So simultaneously, when you think about the triangles that represent the elements, the downward triangle and upward triangle, and then one has a line on each to represent the downward triangles are water and earth, and then the upward triangles are air and fire. And how triangles are both 3 points, obviously, triangle. And so the upside down triangle, this would be a really great place for me to have like graphics for you guys, but I don't really know how to do that. I'm not like a super great video editor, and I just like talking to you guys. So sorry, imagine use your imagination, use your 6th sense to imagine the 2 triangles, right? And when you think about those triangles, those 3-pointed, 3-sided shapes, images, that is the Trinity. That's the maiden, the mother, and the matron, the life, death, and rebirth. That was the original Holy Trinity or Holy Spirit, or like Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. That's what the triangle meant. The upside down triangle was the womb. That's why that's the one that represents water, our sacral chakra. Like, come on, it's all connected. You know what I'm saying? And so the upward triangle then is like of the ascension. It's of the groundedness that grows from the earth, right? Like, it's us, and it's also this magical expression of connecting that womb then up into the cosmos. That connection to the earth is then connection to the stars, to the heavens. And so the original alchemical symbol that became the Star of David is putting the two triangles on top of one another to create this alchemical union of masculine and feminine, of ascension and descent, and of dark and light. It's all just like, there's so much significance, right? The same as the cross was an alchemical symbol once upon a time that represented the same thing, right? Like the balance, the union of masculine and feminine. Anyways, let's not get off topic again. So that is what 6 represents. That trinity, the elements coming together, the bond, the creation, the power and beauty of these elements. You know how in Harry Potter, all of the classes that they take at Hogwarts are actual real schools of thought in magic and the occult. And so one of Hermione's classes is arithmancy, and arithmancy is like numerology. And Gematria is an ancient study of numerology that has to do with both the numerical value of the letters, but also using letters to represent numbers, because like Roman numerals, they didn't have like, oh, this is 4 and 3 and like this means 43. It was using massive numerals, and then like X was 10, etc. V is 5. There's a lot to it. This is not the video for a deeper explanation on Gematria, but I've learned a bit about numerology and the study of numbers through language and vice versa. But I was not aware that there is a deeper Gematrian significance and biblical significance to 666. In the Bible, I'm going to butcher the quote because, you know, like that really ain't my holy book, you know what I'm saying? But in the Bible, there's something about being reckoned with the beast, or the number of the beast, being reckoned with, and reckon actually from Greek means to calculate or create the sum of. And when you look at the numerical significance of the letters that were used in either Greek or Hebrew, which were the 2 first languages that the Bible was really printed in, right? It had come from Aramaic, and then when the printing press really started, it wasn't like everyone was speaking English the same way as we do now, even in the 1500s. Like read some original Chaucer and you're like, what? So again, neither here nor there. But since reckon meant calculate, and they're talking about the number of the beast, which is like, you could go so much deeper into that. Like those of you who are really interested in the occult, there's like, you know, Babylon and the beast is one of these stories. It's supposed to be actually about sort of a utopian society, or a place where women and goddesses were free to live. And again, we could just go down a whole super deep rabbit hole right now, because I'll go there with y'all, but this is not the video for that. However, the beast signifies that primal instinct within all of us. It's about our animalistic nature. It's about our desire to fuck, our sex drive, but also our power. Because that power, right, sex does lead to creative energy, whether it's a child or an orgasm or deeper love and connection, or, you know, like whatever else, like people use sex for lots of things. And there is something that the Gematrian theories state about the beast being referred to in this particular instance, where the number 666 is mentioned, as this particular Caesar, Nero Caesar, this emperor of Rome. Now, this is only a few years after Jesus's death, when he came into power. And so no one really knows what was going on at that time, right? There's a lot of theories, and there's a lot of like what history says. And, you know, if I could time travel, that'd be one of the first times I would go back and check out like what really was happening here. What's hearsay? What's rumor? You know, what was the real deal with Jesus and his wife, Mary Magdalene, the witch, priestess, holy divine union couple experience that were like laying hands on and, you know, creating miracles with people who were like quite obviously witches themselves. And then like this whole thing that's been born like based on what he's supposed to have said. Yeah, right. Like that guy. Yes. Him and his wife, Jesus, all the way. Fuck yeah. The people that speak on his behalf, not so much my favorite. They're the real beasts, right? The importance of 666, again, in the Gematrian significance of it being mentioned in the Bible, is reckoning with this, like calculating the numbers, because numbers were not expressed as numbers back then. Numbers were expressed as letters. So calculating what this number meant, and what I've learned, and again, this is like not my personal information, but this is what I learned, is that it was referring to this guy, Caesar, who committed suicide one day after being proclaimed a public enemy. And so I think he was probably, there's two sides of the story. Either he was really the one that's like pumping Christianity, and the Roman aristocracy at that point didn't want that. They were still on their polytheism and like still into what they were into, right? This is like right at the dawning of the current era. Or he was super into the occult and trying to keep it that way, and the Roman aristocracy was trying to move into Christianity and like control people more. But either way, he was declared a public enemy by the state of Rome, and he committed suicide the next day. Like, please. Yeah, right. Highly doubt it. There are a lot of really mysterious suicides, at least in my community, where people that you could never imagine, and it doesn't seem right. It seems like something might have happened to them because of what they're doing in the world, the big things that they're doing in the world, and the way that witches have been wiped out, and that powerful people who create free energy have been wiped out and just disappear from the planet. I don't think that happens by accident. Sorry, algorithm and YouTube. Like, I don't say things like that very often, but it's fucking true. Anyways, so 666 represented this particular person and like reckoning with him, and him being like the evil of the beast of this place where sexuality and primal instinct and our power was valued and was important, was beautiful. So he represented that, and he was that evil itself. It's like, we need to wipe him out. He's the thing that's wrong with this. Like, he's the sickness, or he's the badness. And so we have to, take care of him, or we had to take care of him. Again, he was alive much before the Bible was written. So there's a lot of wild theories about it. I just truly feel that that's what 6 is meant to be. It's about our sixth sense connection. We've lost the sixth sense. That's why there's this like anti-witch thing. Witch means wise. Why would we not be connected to our wisdom? Why would we not have our supernatural gifts and abilities on and activated and amplifying them? Like, come on, it's ridiculous. So this is all part of the plan to keep us stupid, to keep us small, to keep us unaware of our power, to keep us thinking that our wisdom is evil, that we need things made in a lab more than we need things made from the earth, that we, can't survive taking our knowledge from us. I think that 666, when you put 3 6s together, right, then it becomes 18, and that is 1 and 8 is 9, and 9 is the number of completion, about completing the cycle, the death element of life, death, and rebirth. But it's also like the rebirth, because then what comes next, 1 or 10, like 1 and 0, 1 in the void, like is the rebirth. So the death of 9, or the completion of 9, is leading to the rebirth. That's what inevitably comes next. And so when we think about all of these different aspects, there is this deeply occult significance to it as well, around that same thing, all of our power being shut down, or being unacceptable, or like being in danger, having to worry for our survival because of our power, because of our magic, because of our sixth sense. I know so many clients, so many of my one-on-one clients, so many of my dear friends and sisters that are like wild priestesses and fully activated, were on antipsychotics or put into mental institutions because their gifts were so strong when they were children. It's like praying the gay away, like electroshock therapy to try and make someone not love who they love. It's fucking crazy. Let's be really honest. When things like this, when 666 becomes something evil, it's like, why is that? When the word that means wise becomes evil, why is that? Who's controlling our narrative? Because that separation of church and state, that happened recently. The church was the state for the last 2,000 years, really. Still is, just like, hides behind different things. And so for me, as a witch and a devotee of Jesus and the goddess, like, I'm here for the Christed self. I'm here for the kingdom of heaven being within me and us. I truly believe that it is imperative for us to awaken to the fact that these stories were created for us, programmed into us. And in honor of 666, I'm going to be having a sale, a bundle of Witch School and Witchy Rich to eradicate all of this bullshit that we say about witches and really give you an opportunity to reclaim and recognize and reconnect to and with your wisdom, to slay scarcity and truly eradicate from your personal reality the stories that keep you stuck in poverty or being broke or not thinking that being spiritual is worthy of wealth. Like, it's crazy. It's up to us. Look at what the world has come to. We need ourselves and each other to wake up and to be able to have resources to wield in the direction of the kind of world that we want. So I'm super excited to be offering this really special gift to you guys, because those are my offerings that I've shared. Thousands of people have been through my programs now at this point, and it's such a profound gift to be sharing. And I also feel like it's really important for us to know this stuff right now, because look what's happening. And so on this 666 day, I really invite you to tune into your psychic gifts, your powers, look at your sixth sense, feel into this beast energy in you. Not the part of the beast that the Bible says is bad, but the part of you that feels good. The part of you that is empowered in your primal nature, is proud of your wisdom and your sexuality and your body and your sacredness in all of it. That is what 666 is inviting us all to do. And so I hope so much that you take the opportunity to change your mind in whatever way you see fit. With anything, you can do it. You can become whoever you desire to be. And so I am so, so grateful to each and every one of you for watching this video, for being interested, for being open-minded, for listening to me and allowing me to share some of my wisdom with you this Gemini season that it's coming up in. The three sides are also the Gemini, and so 3 and 3 in order to become 6 now during this Gemini season, when Gemini is the third sign of the zodiac, and also the Trinity is the half of 6. It's like there's so much going on. There's so much going on. And so I'm really grateful that this year has so much beautiful numerology for each and every one of us to learn from and gain a little bit of extra wisdom from. And I just invite you to really look at your reality and see the things that you maybe judge or disdain or have distaste for or don't like. Someone made a comment on my last YouTube video that said, "I really hate the wind. What does that say about me?" And I was like, "You hate the wind? Like, what?" She said, "Despise." She said, "I despise the wind." And I was like, wow, fascinating. And when I think about that, I'm like, okay, that's the element of the mind and of communication and of self-expression and of how we see things. So if you hate the wind, you're hating your own thoughts, you're hating your own communication, you're hating your own expression, you're hating your own mind. And like, whoa, that's some serious shit to deal with. So I really, really invite all of you to look at where you're creating a hatred or a distaste or a judgment of something that is actually an invitation for you to look at, oh, wow, what can I do? How can I figure this out? How can I fix or heal or hold or just hear this thing that obviously needs something from me within me? And the entire world, this is what my book is all about. I know it's not coming out for like over a year, but my book is all about intuition. For those of you, when you're ready, if you're watching this a year and a half from now in January of 2024, you can buy my book. Yay, intuition. But it's all about being able to communicate and read the language of the universe. To be able to understand that hatred of wind or that despising of wind means something. That it has significance. The same as like people who don't want to get dirty. How do you feel about your body? How do you feel about your relationships, your money, your career? Because the earth is your body. It's your physical environment. Waters, emotions, sexuality. Do you not want to get in the water? You not like to swim. You're afraid of swimming, right? It's like everything has significance. So I really invite you all to just tune in and tap in with that. Sorry, we had many lighting changes throughout this video. Lots happening. I'm super grateful to all of you for being here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I am Mia Magic, and it is my deepest honor and greatest pleasure to continue welcoming you to your most magical life.